Hi everyone, Nels Heiberg back once again with an unboxing video, and this one is always a fun one because it is the Mystery Experiences Company. And this month, as you can see, it's Jack the Ripper. So we have another box with another mystery, another strange case of a serial killer in Forest City. Why people don't move from there, I don't know. But we have something else happening this month in Forest City for us to investigate. So, as I always say when I unbox something from the Mystery Experiences Company, I'm clearly going to show you everything that's in the box. So if you don't want to be spoiled, then don't look. And I will hold some things up to the camera. I've been asked in earlier videos if I could hold things so people can see what is in the box and sometimes check to make sure they have all pieces or stuff like that. Though every once in a while, I'll miss a piece because papers are stuck together. And also, when I look at these things, I will be responding to what they are. So I may mention things from past mysteries or say, hey, I know that name, or stuff like that. So I won't be solving the puzzle, but I may be dropping hints that I don't even know are hints. Or I may be saying things that are completely and totally wrong. So just be aware of that. And I'm not going to be solving the puzzle at all, playing with the mystery. I'm just going to unbox it, see what's in here, and show you the parts. So once again, it's a very nice, nicely printed box. This one does not look like it has any codes on it. I always say check the box because sometimes there can be numbers, a phone number, or some kind of puzzle or something like that on the box itself. But it does not look like that. Doesn't mean that there's not, so I will always keep that. But basically, it's Jack the Ripper month. So what we have in here, we have this. Okay, so what are some of these things? Okay, put this to the side. So, first thing I see is this red cloth. Looks like a napkin. It is cloth, not paper. Something very, very brightly red, though. So we'll see if this belonged to the killer, a victim. But we have this red cloth here. Then there is this a rosary? Looks like it could be. If you'll see, there's a little charm there. Not being of a religion that uses rosaries or charms, I'm not sure, but we do have this. So that is in there. Then we have even more. So it looks like a necklace, a choker, definitely a lot of lace. So we are talking Victorian, Edwardian England, even though Forest City's in the US, but again, Jack the Ripper. So looks like, okay, so it is a necklace that is worn like this. That's really beautiful. As I always say when I open Mystery Experiences Company, I love the stuff you get because it really is nice, and I like this. So I'm sure some people could be wearing this, and depending on the right outfit, you never know. That's nice. So again, lots of objects on the top. We have little card that tells you where the hints and the solution is, and it's in the Facebook group. So this gives you, let me see, yeah, the name of the group, so you can go to Facebook and find the hints and the solutions. But they are now available in the Facebook group, so this tells you where to check that out if you're new to there. So what else do we have in terms of papers? Because there are lots of papers. Let me go for the first thing that is generally important. There's always a letter. Looks like this month's letter is from Christopher at Christopher's Curiosities. That's someone we hear from a lot. Sometimes it comes from the FBI, sometimes it comes from other sources. But if I look at this will usually say, yes, I found the items in this box that you now hold in the archives of the Lancaster Museum. They were on loan from a family that now has no remaining heirs. So Christopher's Curiosities has sent them to me and to the rest of us who have ordered this. So this is a letter that explains what to do. And I just have to point out there are some interesting numbers at the bottom. I don't remember seeing those in past letters, so I'll have to take a look at that. Again, when you get a piece of paper, look at everything to see what is similar, what's different, all that stuff. So you can't see it, but I really do have too much on my desk here for a video like this, but that's okay. The letter typically says what the general case is and just says, here's where I got these materials, and take a look at them and see what you can figure out. So what we have on here, in terms of some of the other materials, there is an invitation to a reception for author Lewis Carroll. That is going to be August 27th, 1891, 5:45 p.m. at Christ Church in London. So we have an invitation. So maybe tricky to read, but this is generally what it looks like. And for Lewis Carroll, if you've been around, and this was actually before my time, there was a Mad Hatter case. So we have a connection. There's a photo. A woman, nothing written on the back, so not sure who she is, how she's related. Again, that's the mystery. A postcard of this city scene. New York City, looks like it, but it might be Forest City or something like that. And it is, we are having a wonderful time in New York City. And it is a Joshua writing to his mother, Sarah Green, in London. So it is a postcard that was sent. Make sure you can see all of it. Again, I don't hold it up so you can read, but so you can at least see what's in the boxes and all of that. Another photo, another woman. No name, nothing on the back. Now I'm starting to wonder if these are victim photos. Another woman. And I think this is the fourth. Again, nothing on the back. So I think we have, looks like, yes, 4 photo cards, 4 women, Jack the Ripper. So you can maybe see where this is going. Then there's a list of, or a booklet called Suspects. And it looks like there's a lot of information in here. Investigation Jack the Ripper, 1892. So we have... Okay, looks like it is a booklet with a photo on the left and then a description of this man. I'll see if they're all men on the right. So looks like these are suspects, as the book says. And yeah, each page, Lewis Carroll's a suspect. Okay, wouldn't that be fascinating if that had been the story in real life? Oh, so John Shaw, that's a name that's come up before. James Silver, Samuel Cullen, Thomas Kelly, Jonathan Pierce, William Sims. So this is a booklet that does list, here's John Shaw, again, another name that's come up several times, but now as a suspect, which is interesting. But a booklet of the suspects, photos, I think, of the victims. You can see how this is all starting to kind of fall together. So among the other papers, and my goodness, there is a lot. At the bottom of each box is always the newspaper, the Forest City Tribune. You should always take a look at this, take a look at the date. We have March 28th, 1892, so obviously this is older. But one of the things the letter says, and that's common to every box, it says to open the box, take a look at all the materials in it and just kind of get a sense of what's in there, and then read the newspaper. And the newspaper will have information about the case, about Forest City. Sometimes it will drop in details about people who don't matter to this case, but may appear in other cases or past cases. Looks like this is a typical 4-page newspaper. So with some ads, a story of the Whitechapel murders. See if I can hold this up right. So it looks like that's going to be an important story. 4th Jack the Ripper victim. So as I said, there were 4 victim cards in there. Another Jack the Ripper article. Then there are ads, public notices, letters to the editor. So you see a description of Lewis Carroll, a suspect. So again, that name keeps coming up. And like I said, different ads in the back. A victim profile, and okay, it looks like there's a map. Caption: image of an illustration board displayed at the inquest of the death of one of the victims. So it looks like a map of where the body might have been found, or how this victim relates to the city of Forest City. So always check out the newspaper. There's a lot of information there. First thing I always do when I actually start playing with the mystery is I go through, grab my yellow highlighter, and read this in detail, highlighting names and dates. Sometimes there are clues in here. There could be a key word, or a number or something, especially if it seems odd in here, like there's an article that says, and spray painted on the wall was this word. Keep that in mind. You might need that. So we have the newspaper and then lots of other materials. I don't know this for a fact, but I'm starting to wonder if the cases are including more, because it seems like there's just a lot more to read and see, which I like. That's great. Price hasn't gone up, so we still get this. But there's lots of papers here. They include an interview with George Walcott by Detective John Bluesen. So I'm not sure. Witness, related to a suspect or victim, not sure, but we have an interview with some details. Here is clearly a puzzle from, okay, see this like that. Pages get stuck together. Something's up here with this document from Christopher's Curiosities. Those words there are just letters run together, so I'm not sure cryptogram, cipher, or if there's some kind of decoder in here as well, but clearly this is part of the mystery and it's one of the puzzles, and it's from Christopher's Curiosities, the shop that sent us these materials. So here is clearly another puzzle. We got nothing on the back, but we have lots of numbers. Is it all numbers? Okay, we have photos of the victims and we have numbers, couple of letters. Say there's a K, obviously, A. So mostly numbers, few letters, colors. Have to see if what the grid means. Phone number, website, could be just about anything. And yes, even a website. This is Jack the Ripper, 1892. But Christopher from Christopher's Curiosities may have posted something online, so that's why it might be there. Here is a map. From 1892, looks like where the victims were found. Is this in the Narrows? I think so to say. Yeah, it looks like it's in the Narrows. Once you've played with these mysteries, you get to know Forest City a bit. So there's the harbor, there's the university area, there's Bedlam Asylum. This takes place in the Narrows, and a map that shows us where the different women were found and different places like Dante's Books, Drake University, the Ajax, that's a ship name that's popped up before. So we have this map. The back, there's something printed, but I'm not sure if it's just an image or if there's anything there. Clearly something that will require some attention. Then there's another document, an inquisition, taken at this 29th day of October in 1891 before Philip O'Connor, coroner of Forest City, on the body of Natalie Dahl. So it looks like this is a coroner's report for one of the victims. So one page, nothing on the back, may have some information to relate to the puzzles. Okay, so we are actually dealing with Ajax the ship, because here is a page from the Ajax logbook. So it's listing some events. Page 32, January, February, March, 1892. There are some things that happened on the Ajax. So I think I may have to look back at my notes and see who's been on the Ajax, because I do have some of that from past mysteries. Okay, a letter addressed Dear Boss from Jack the Ripper. Okay, so let me see just quickly. Yeah, written. Doesn't seem like it's a puzzle. I keep on hearing the police have caught me, but they won't fix me just yet. So it's something, again, Dear Boss, don't mind me giving the trade name. Wasn't good enough to post this before I got all the red ink off my hands. Curse it, no luck yet. Okay, no idea how this fits in, but that's the point. It looks like just a regular letter. Maybe it was found somewhere important. So here we have Chapman's Hansom Cab, carriage and transport services. So I guess there were cabs in the 1890s. August 26th to 27th, 1891. So I'm going to have to put these things in order, I can tell. But we have a log of that day, 1:40 p.m. to 3:52 a.m. Events like picked up fare at Younger Stables, picked up fare at Shipley Fine Carpets. So it is just a logbook from a cab company that gives us times on these days when things happened. A homicide report. So on the third victim, so do we have one for each of these? Okay, and that fourth one was just discovered. All right. Moving these around, it looks like we have 3 homicide reports from 3 of the victims. The newspaper said a 4th victim was found, so this is clearly going to focus on these 4 women. And we have a report for each of them that are numbered for city victim number 1, 2, 3, and 4. And it gives details of where they were found, who found them, look at the others, who they were, and just some of that background information. So 1 for each victim. That goes along with the photo cards. An interview with, it just says, interview Jack the Ripper investigation Alice Matthews. Transcript of an interview, 2-sided. So we have a lot of information there. Another interview with Constable Arthur Matthews by Detective John Blueson, and 1 page. So there's nothing on the back there. So it looks like this case, with the booklet of suspects, I'm betting we're having some deductive reasoning. Some of these may mention that some of these men were out of town at certain times, or things like that will rule out certain people or makes other people more suspicious. We, again, have the victim cards, our little postcard. Love this invitation to the Lewis Carroll party, and then the objects themselves. Again, I love this. I don't know what, choker, or if there's a special Victorian word for items like this, but that is always part of the fun. So that is the, I guess it would be the August 2017, even though it's the end of July, but they always send these out at the end of the month to arrive around this time so we can play with it throughout the month. So that is Mystery Experience Company, Jack the Ripper. And until the next box arrives, I'm Nels Heiberg. See you soon.